Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where today is the day it is time to collect my Zenvo TSR-S. We're back here at Zenvo's HQ in Præstø in Denmark, where we've been following the Road to Zenvo series. Today though, it is Zenvo on the road. We're going to be going for the first drive from here to the capital city of Denmark, Copenhagen, and I cannot wait. Now as usual, we've got the flags flying, we have the Union Jack alongside the Danish flag. They must be expecting a British visitor for the car right inside the showroom. Well, during the Road to Zenvo series, I came out to announce the first Shmeemobile Megacar. We've gone through the motions with the specification. We've then been part of the manufacturing of things like the carbon fiber wheels, seen the assembly and the production processes. We then took the car to the Goodwood Festival of Speed to reveal it to you at such an iconic event before it went to Topaz Detailing to get full paint protection film. Well, now it's back. It's been through the Shakedown testing. It is ready to go, to have the covers pulled back, for me to get the keys and to take it for the first drive towards Copenhagen. So what are we waiting for? Let's get inside and go check it out. Here we are then, in the showroom at Zenvo, where we've been a few times, but this time around, it's my TSR-S that is sat right here, ready to be revealed. We've come before with the white TSR-S, the blue one, the red one, but mine is number 4 of the 10. We've got the Lila Pearl Amour, the Mother of Pearl Purple, and the Lime Gron, even the bespoke cover to match with that as well. Plus a few special details and things that I haven't even seen. I had never previously seen the keys to this car, which I'm going to show you in just a second. But there's one other thing that we've never seen in place before, and that's actually the number plate, the license plate. So let me give you a little tease of what we've got here. Look at those colours and look at that. SH14MEE, as I said, it is Zenvo number 14. We've got the quote there from Shakespeare, from William Shakespeare. That's actually from the play Hamlet, which is set in Denmark and very accurately suits this particular car. But before I pull the covers back completely to show you that, I want to come over this way because there are a few other details and things that they've just shown me that I hadn't seen before as well. The first is what we have right here, which is the 1:18 scale model in the exact same spec as my car. All of the lime green accents, even the interior of this, is exactly the same as the actual car. That is super, super cool. I always love those kind of things. In addition to that though, which is also for sale by the way, and I'll pop the link below, we have this little package. This contains the keys, and the keys are really special. Have a look inside here then. If we pop this open, Thor's hammer, anodized in green to match the interior elements of my car, with the plaque and the chassis details as well, the carbon fiber box. But these are quite literally the keys that you insert into the car. I don't think I'd ever seen one anodized green, but I love the look of that. We spent so long on the spec and all of the details, but the result is perfect. So let me pop that down. Let's come back because I think we need to get this cover pulled off in full. We need to do a full reveal of the TSR-S. So let's do this. Let me work out the best way to do this with the fitted cover here. Pop it back over the mirrors. Look at this thing. Look at this thing in all of its glory. The pearlescent purple. We spent so long going through the different shades of purple to create the perfect colour for it. The same with the lime green accents and even the same with the exposed carbon fibre sections. Also choosing all of the details, all of the accent lines that you can see throughout, all of the aerodynamics, the bodywork, the elements within the carbon fibre as well, the design, the styling, as I just carefully get this cover off from the rear wing back there. I'm going to go and pop it over to the side just for a moment and come back over to this because it's all about the small details, and now we see it in full in all of its glory. Well, that means we've got my wheels now in place. These are my full carbon fibre wheels with the weavers you can see, fitted with the Sport Cup 2 tyres as well. All of the little attention to detail, like having the Lime Gron S there on the TSR-S logo and also on the brake calipers. I've always been a big fan of this. The inverted inlays, where you have the Zenvo logo written through that lower section of the door down there. If we come over the top, it's things like the pinstripe around the snorkel up there, and then the ludicrousness of this wing, this aerodynamic wing that is known for its movement, the centripetal wing. And of course that also means back here we now have the final exhaust system plus the rear plate mounted as well. This is going to sound mega, which we're going to hear in just a moment, getting it started. We've got the carbon fiber badges, we've got the carbon grills everywhere, the full carbon everything. And if we come through also to the interior, it is just so cool to be here with this today. Look inside here, we've got the asymmetric interior, so the green for the driver's zone, the purple stitching and elements for the passenger zone. But this is the car that has 1,360 horsepower if you run it on E85. A Megacar. A literal Megacar, a megawatt of power. It's 1,177 horsepower if you run it on regular petrol or gas from the petrol station, from the 5.8 litre twin supercharged V8. It's totally ridiculous. It is totally bonkers in every way. I haven't quite got my head around it, but here it is. At long last, we have my TSR-S completed and ready to go and drive. Sound of power. Gosh, we're going to hear this in anger in just a moment. It's time for the first time to see it in the sunshine. Look at this. The colour of the accents as well, the contrast. Just going to take some photos at the front door before it's time to head into Copenhagen. This is wonderful. This is such a special moment with the car. So truly special. We've been doing some photos with the car and with the whole team who have been involved in this process, and I cannot thank them enough for their work to get everything ready, to have the car at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, to be able to show it to so many people there, and now of course to get it ready for my first drive. So for the first time, now that it's actually mine, and when I say mine collection day, that means having paid for it. That was of course the big thing. Now taking a seat inside here, I've got the key in my pocket, so let's pop this really quite lovely green anodized key into here. Foot on the brake for the ignition. Press that in. Everything wakes up. Electronic rear view mirror camera system, tablet, dashboard, and then it's a case of pressing the start button. Sound of power. We've been moving it around a little bit here for the photos. Okay, I suppose we should gear up and make sure we're ready for the first ever drive in my Zenvo. I cannot believe I'm saying that. The first drive in my Zenvo TSR-S. Let's go. This means it is time to go. So park brake off. We'll pop this into drive. I drove the blue car very recently at Exotics on Broadway, only about 10 days ago. We're in Power IQ mode. We're in Gearbox Road mode. And yeah, the first little bit of driving. We'll see all the guys again very shortly, but this is a little bit surreal. This is so cool. The team have been amazing. So we're gonna hover here because we need the other guys to follow. It's all very smooth. It's done 500 or 600 kilometers of road shakedown mileage, but let's make our way out and see where things take us. Okay, off we go. We are on the road. By the way, my car is not going to be quite as bonkers as the blue one, but this is the beauty of having it visit Topaz for PPF prior to collection, means that we are good to drive. We are good to go immediately. There's no worrying about stone chips. All of the paintwork, all of the carbon fiber is all protected, and we're getting the photos from in front as we drive out in Præstø in my Zenvo TSR-S. This is just absurd. This is just absolutely absurd. It feels so new and so sharp, and the sounds, the burbles, the rawness, the all-around craziness. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is ridiculous in so many ways. Brain cannot compute. I know we're just driving gently. They have done, I think it's about 500, 600, 700 kilometers of bench running basically on the dyno, some shakedown on the road, a whole load of just getting everything geared up and ready. But even still, we're going to take it easy, make sure the brakes are properly bedded in, and just get familiar with it. You don't jump in a car with over 1,000 horsepower and mash your foot to the throttle when you've just spent a 7-figure sum of money on it, unless you're mad. Because, yeah, this is special. This is very special. They've only made 4 of these. 4 in total. And I'm driving mine. Listen to those sounds. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous as we drive through the small, sleepy towns here to get some photos on some nice roads. What are we doing? What are we doing as we make our way towards Copenhagen? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are now going to join the highway then, so some slightly faster speeds, although certainly taking it super easy in our first 10 kilometers driving in this thing. And the crazy part is that this is my time to ease into it, because literally in only a handful of days we're going to be driving on some magnificent roads in Croatia, and it is going to be glorious, especially the company that we're going to be in at Supercar Owners Circle, heading there. I cannot wait for that. But today, just getting this first feeling of being sat in here, and when you look out, you've got these super aggressive points over the top of the arches. You've got that flash of colour of the lime green pinstripes over the front as well, that obviously match with all of the details inside, the 12 o'clock marker with the leather, the anodization for the vent surrounds that we have, and all of the elements and details that make it such a bespoke vehicle. Because that was one of the fun things with this whole project, is that we've been able to work on every single little element, from the Zenvo text in the doors, that weave in the carbon fiber, to choosing to have this purple stripe even across the dashboard and the lines inside the car as well. Obviously, driving like this has just been a gentle adaptation to the gearbox. Just this familiarization process. I think it's pretty important in a car like this that you know what you're doing, that you adjust to it before you go all guns blazing. And just looking around, the lovely details like even the headrest stitching and perforations that again have that same asymmetric color scheme. And then you look in the mirrors, look in the mirror, and look at the size of the wing. Look at the size of that rear wing on the TSR-S. I think the Shmeemobiles are very much track-focused monsters, and I can't wait to see that doing the centripetal movement. You can actually set it. If you just want it to go forwards as an air brake, you can do that. If you'd like it to stay completely static, you can do that as well. You don't have to have it going from side to side, but the idea is that when it pitches higher up in the air, it can push further down because you get more effective downforce from the wing being even higher. So by having that side up, it presses further down, it enables the car to corner even more tightly to obviously help improve lap times, to make it even more track orientated. This is brutal amounts of power, absolutely brutal amounts of power in a thing that is made to just be emotional and crazy. And even though I'm just driving it super gently at the moment while getting used to it, it feels crazy enough instantly. Believe me, it's just, I don't even know the words. I mean, I'm going to try and drop down a few gears just to get a little bit more. Oh, you can hear that supercharger noise. The little whistles that it makes. I don't quite know how this has happened, how, as Stradman would say, every decision that I've made in my life has led to this point, but here we are, having collected and taken delivery of my Zenvo at the factory, and now driving it towards, and I apologise for pronouncing this horribly, but Kongens Nytorv, which is the square in Copenhagen where we're heading, that I've announced in advance that we're taking the car to. This is totally, like, I don't have the right words to describe it. I can't find the right terminology to properly explain what today is, so what's actually happening. A few more kilometers on, and honestly, just everything about driving this is unreal. The amount of people that stop and stare at it, kind of unsurprisingly, because it is very, very bright, very out there, and it's not like most people have ever seen a Zenvo on the road. Like, I don't think I've really ever seen one outside of an event. It is that unusual and just crazy, to be completely honest. And when I look around, especially when I look in the mirrors, the colours over the rear arches, the purples back there are perfect. The different colours that we spent so long formulating to get spot on through this whole process, it's just been extraordinary to create so many different shades, to see the different parts of it, and to be driving on the wheels that I had a small part in actually manufacturing myself, in laying some of the layers of the carbon fibre, the pre-preg carbon fibre that goes into making such super strong but also very lightweight wheels, which is obviously very important with this kind of thing. And just to, you know, drop down some gears and to feel the power of this, the booms and the sounds and the whole atmosphere around it. I don't really know how to completely explain this, and I mean, we are taking it super easily. I'm playing around a little bit with some of the settings and things that, truth be told, I've never played with before, so this is all learning for me, and, you know, going through the menus, and we've got the button down here which changes some things on the right hand side of the dashboard, so you can then go through the odo, your lap times, temperatures, tyre pressures, TSR-S display, wing, and obviously your units. We're currently running in kilometers per hour, given that we're in European land, so we're on 228 kilometers. So I've already driven it. That's quite crazy to be honest. 78 kilometers as we make our way to Copenhagen. It's about 100 kilometers this first drive, around the city a little bit, and then back towards the factory afterwards. Here we are, arriving in Copenhagen, following the signs to Centrum and the city centre. And I still don't know what to say. I remember driving here a few times in the past, both when I came with Gumball 3000 back in 2013, the start of the Copenhagen to Monaco rally, when I was driving here with my R8 Spider. Then I came again later that year, in fact, with a certain very powerful Swedish car. We came over all the way from the UK, took the ferry to Denmark, drove across, and actually stopped where we are heading today. That is how we chose the location to head to, because it's quite fun for me, effectively 9 years later, returning, but never in my wildest dreams when I owned my R8 back then did I think within a decade later I would be coming in another purple Shmeemobile, but a very different one. In fact, more than double the horsepower, more than double the 520, or was it 525 horsepower of the R8 V10 to this thing. That's a pretty standout statistic if you ask me. Well, this is fun in the city centre. We've got what looks like a pirate ship over there, and we are heading around here. I've actually driven through here a couple of times because we did come with the SF90 earlier in the year when we drove here to Denmark with my SF90 Stradale and GTC4 Lusso to come and see this car, on the assembly line. We drove through here. It is a beautiful city. Look at this. Stunning. What a wonderful place. This is lovely. Now, I haven't yet set up the tablet for Waze and everything like that because we kind of just jumped in the car and departed today to get to roughly where we are now. In fact, we're basically arriving at the square in front of us, which is really quite cool. We are arriving here then, in the square. Loads and loads of cameras about. This is super cool. Thank you to everyone who has popped out today. And we're gonna go around and try and find somewhere to pull up safely. I think over towards the other side of the square. My gosh, it's busy and crazy. What a wonderful afternoon for it. The weather is perfect. Right, we will go here and see what we can do, where we're definitely not allowed to stop, but we will do our best for the time being. Okay, let's leave the car a touch further back, but basically here. Here we are then, we made it. How's everyone doing? Amazing turnout. Thank you everyone for coming to see the car, and yeah, what a cool day, what an amazing day. Lovely, lovely weather, and the first drive in this thing, the first ever drive. Up to this point, we haven't actually opened this. Now the thing with the big wing is you have to lean it back, so you actually go to these and pop these out, which come out nice and easily. where is it? Oh, it's a little bit warm. These are actually very warm from today's weather. You then lean back the whole wing, like so, and then I come round, and inside here is a button to press. Pop these down on the seat because they're very hot. Press the button, and this whole clam will pop up. Just like that. Very cool. Back there, obviously, a wealth of carbon fibre and a magnificent power plant, the beating heart of the TSR-S. Just really amazing to see how much carbon there is. Now, that's not all, because we're going to go and open up the front as well. To open up the front, down here, we have the lever. Give this a pull. I can reach in far enough. Pull that. And then we're going to come through, because this is full-on transformer right here. Hopefully I get all of this right. Lift it up. Carefully pull it forwards. And then we have the storage area up front and even more carbon fibre. Just crazy to see this, and obviously to be able to share it with everyone. You guys and everyone who's here in Copenhagen. Look at this colour in the sunshine. Look at this metallic flake. It's stunning. It's such a crazy, crazy thing. I'm sorry, I'm running out of words to describe today, but crazy is probably the best. All right, it is time to go. Key in, back on the start. There we go. Oh, this is so crazy. What an awesome crowd. Thank you everyone who came here in Copenhagen. We're actually now going to go somewhere really quite close, because a little birdie tells me one of the Swatch 500s is in town. So if we're lucky, we'll catch it. If we're not, we'll just continue anyway. But into gear. All right, off we go. Cheers everyone. It would help if I took off the park brake. Like that, there we go. That noise. Okay, carefully does it. Out we roll. The kind of funny thing about this is that I'm in a Zenvo trying to find a Fiat 500. I'm trying to track down a 500, which I think should be around here somewhere. Should be, but I don't know where yet. I'm doing my best, because it would be super cool to find them. But I don't know where they are, so let's pull up here for a moment and see if we can work it out at all. Look what we've found then. One of the 11 Moonswatch Fiat 500s. This I think is the Mercury one in the satin grey. I say we found, maybe they found us. They've got the Moonswatch briefcase mounted to the back. That's really fun. Seen that one and the red one, and we've got it here with the Zenvo. Well, that was super fun. In here, I have the Mission to Jupiter, which has been my missing Moonswatch, so that is fabulous to have managed to track down. I've now bought them in Canada, Italy, Switzerland, England, and Denmark, but let's get this started. Mad. Okay, into gear. Oh, park brake off. Are we off? Yes, we're off. And away we go, back towards Præstø, the home of Zenvo, to go get this loaded up, because like I said, it is going straight to Croatia, straight from its first 200 or 300 kilometer drive. It's so funny that we managed to find the Moonswatch Fiat 500 while we're here. We do actually have a lift system, by the way. Press that button on the dashboard, and the front nose lifts up, which obviously helps make things significantly easier here. Pop it back down. What a coincidence. What, like just an all-round absurd day. Now I've got it in race. When you change between race and road, the whole display changes. You get a completely different graphic. That's race and that's road, so a totally different setup between the screens and what you can see. But yeah, onwards for, can we call it the second drive? A cruise from here back towards Zenvo HQ. This has been a really nice stop. I mean, look at this place. Look at the buildings around us. Beautiful, beautiful city. As we go down between some concrete anyway. Oh, some nicer buildings on the left anyways. What a stop this has been to bring this car into Copenhagen. I can't believe how many of you guys were here. That was just amazing. That was so fun to be able to bring it out on the day of purchase, the day of collection. And I know I've said collection day, and that's a little bit confusing because of, you could argue it was collected at Goodwood, but it's a bit different now that I've actually paid for it and we've got a number plate on it and driving it. You know, this is the actual collection as opposed to the showing it in advance. You know, it was so fun to be able to bring it down to Goodwood. Look at this around with the water around us. What a lovely day to have come into Copenhagen. This has been superb. This has been so fun. Ah, what a memorable experience of collecting this car. I shall never ever forget it. Fast forward a little bit. We're on the drive back. We're nearly at Zenvo, in fact. Just taking it super chill, and it's actually amazing for me, having driven the blue car, which is noisier than this because it's got a different setup on it, how chill it is. I honestly didn't realize that the TSR-S could be driven like this. Obviously we've got some speed bumps here. We've got the lift system up, pop that back down now. But it can be really quite pleasant. I mean, look at this scenery. It's a lovely place to be driving with this. Just can't quite believe today. Oh, a couple of old random cars for sale just there. I don't know if I need the lift system back to go over these bumps, but I'm doing it anyway. Better to be safe than sorry. As we then come out of town, the lift system super easy. Back on the open road. That supercharger sound, and yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to get the gearbox and the shift super smooth when you're in road mode. It's not necessarily the most intuitive thing because you have to get back into fluctuating the throttle. It just, I mean, today has been beyond words. Today has been truly spectacular. And when we get back, we're going to be loading this straight into a trailer, which is going to depart for its next stop in Croatia. And that is also crazy, to be honest, to think that it's going straight away to somewhere so far from home, ready for next adventures. This is going to be just, yeah. Listen to the noises. Just low rev downshifts. I can't wait to get on it. Get completely on the throttle and boot it. Just wake it up. Let the beast come alive. What an unreal way to go about the first drive. I really wanted to come back to Denmark for this experience, to do it with the whole team here from Zenvo, to go into Copenhagen, even though the car's been to the UK twice for the Goodwood Festival of Speed and for Topaz for PPF. But there was something different about being here at the factory, just as we pulled back, with the whole team, with everybody around, and the transporter is actually here ready and waiting to take it onwards. Just, I don't really know how to properly put all of this into words, but I think we're going to be taking it straight into the workshop for a quick clean up and check over before the long journey from here down towards Croatia. So yes, in we swing. Carefully does it. First time for me driving a car into the Zenvo workshop, where in front of us is actually the TSR, which is the original race car on which this is based. But yes, there we go. Into neutral, park brake on, I suppose, pull out the key. First drive completed. Mission success. What a day that was. Gosh, that sounds good outside. It is time to go and load the TSR-S. Basically just a quick look over, a quick readout. Everything is flawless. The car has performed fabulously. Being driven out by Trolls, company founder. That's cool. Obviously I haven't seen it on the move. That is really very, very cool. And now, with all of the stuff set to be taken to Croatia, look at this thing. Just look at this thing. That nervous moment of loading the car up, ready for its transit onwards. I think it's over 1,000 kilometers down to Zagreb. It's got a ferry from here across to Germany, and then the journey continues from there onwards. In we go. To be honest, it's fun to see the colors in different light. The Zenvo lettering fold in the mirrors to help with this. Easy to do that manually. The darker purple for the carbon. What an awesome thing. What an incredible day to be with it. Now going in, plate it up, and ready for SOC, ready for Croatia. All that is left now is for the car to be strapped down and to get on its way onto the next stop. We also have, by the way, some new designs in the Cheers by Shmeemobile shop to coincide with the launch. As you can see, this design fits perfectly with the car. Plus, we have this at cheers.shmeemobile.com. So do check those out if you're interested in those and more. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the really, really awesome 1 to 18 models, limited to 150. They will no doubt go very, very quickly. A huge thanks to Zenvo for getting those ready to have one that perfectly matches this car. This day has been beyond proportions that I can coherently put into words. This is a day that I am not going to forget. Collecting my Megacar, my Zenvo TSR-S, here in Denmark, from the factory, going to Copenhagen, and as I said, being here with the whole team and everybody who's been part of it. So I want to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to every single person who has been part of this process, every single one of you who has watched these videos and followed my journey from being here in Denmark with the Audi R8 years ago, and even before that, all the way through to today. This is a dream come true. I'm mind blown. I'm speechless about all of this. Just thank you. Thank you, everyone. What a day. But we'll pack up for there. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for all of your support. And I'll see you very soon for this on the road for Supercar Owners Circle. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Cheers.